No, the scoreboard's not up. Well, that's what we got to do. We got to get the scoreboard up. How we all doing, guys? My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday afternoon. We got a doubleheader today. As I mentioned in the chat, okay, first of all, what's going on, Ryzen Rhino? What's going on, Larry? Guys, make sure that you drop your links down below in the comments section and in the live chat because I want people to come over to your channel because we're all family. That's what we do, guys. That's exactly what we do. All right, so I may not be on for the second game. I have not. It really just all depends on how things are going with my family. Everybody's okay, but this is how it's going to be for about like the next week or so. Things really aren't going to be things may be thrown off like just a little bit, but it's only just going to be for about the next week or so. So we'll have to just wait and see how things go. But we'll have to play things by ear. But I just wanted to let you guys know that. In case you're wondering, why are you taking some breaks? Why are you, not doing all these games? It's because I'm taking care of things that are going on in my family. But everything's totally fine. Just gotta take care of them. They're number one. Family is number one. And then you guys, of course, you're all family too. But, family in person, of course, is number one. Yes, all right, so let's get the score bug up. All right, the Phillies taking on the San Diego Padres today. And it'll be for game one of a two-game doubleheader. Phillies are 48-42. They lost last night's game, and the home run ball really, really crushed them. So hopefully today it's a little bit of a different story, and the Phillies can try to get the bats going. It's not going to be easy. Going up against a guy like Blake Snell, who has a 2.85 ERA. This dude has been Cy Young worthy. He hasn't allowed a run since June 28th. So he's been very strong. But they just have to grind out at-bats, have a very good plate approach, and show some really good plate discipline as well. And that's going to be something that I'm going to be looking for today. And if Taijuan Walker can go toe-to-toe with Blake Snell, that would absolutely be a huge plus. So that would be absolutely awesome. And we'll just have to wait and see how things are. It is hot outside down here in South Jersey, and I am sure that it is really hot at the ballpark. But hopefully the heat plays a good factor for the Phillies and positively influences them. And or positively impacts them. That's the word I was trying to say. And yeah, let's get the score bug up. Where is it? There we go. Cool. All right. So yes, today is the last day that we are using Restream. So we will be transitioning over to StreamYard tomorrow. Most likely. An 85% chance that that's going to happen. So, yes. We get it. You're fine. Thanks, man. Elbow cough. Yes. Yes, of course. You guys come second. But, yes. What was I going to say? Oh, there's something else I forgot to write down. How about this? Ranger Suarez is going to go out there on the mound. Huh. That must have been a last-minute change. Did they literally just do that? Ranger Suarez is going to go out there to pitch. It's not going to be Taijuan Walker. Huh. Well, you know where we have to go for this? Twitter. That is wild. Huh. So Ranger Suarez is going to be on the mound. And we'll have to see what Taijuan Walker, his status will be. Huh. We'll have to check on that. Oh, boy. Huh. All right. So, as far as the lineup goes, we have Ha-Seong Kim batting leadoff for the Padres. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's batting second. Kim over at second, Tatis Jr. in right, Soto in left field. Machado will be the DH for Game 1 of this doubleheader. Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, batting fifth. Jake Cronenworth hitting sixth. And Gary Sanchez batting seventh behind the plate. Matthew Baton over at third base. And Trent Grisham is the center fielder. He'll be batting ninth. So Ranger Suarez has gone 11 outings this season. He has a 2-4 record. He's gone 62 innings and has a 3.77 ERA. So we are just underway. My app list says that Suarez is listed as the starting pitcher for both games. Well, Walker was supposed to pitch Game 1, but Ranger literally just they decided to go with him for Game 1 at the very, very last second. Interesting. Huh. Oh, no, it does. It did say on... okay, ESPN had it wrong. ESPN had it wrong. So Suarez, according to John Clark 3 hours ago, Suarez was supposed to pitch in Game 1. Okay. Oh, well. It is what it is. So, probably should have checked. But that's all right. That is totally all right. All righty, Ha-Seong Kim will get things started. Rising Rhino, what is good, baby? What is good? Joseph wants to know who did I bet? I don't do that, man. I just call the games. First pitch, it's in there for a called strike. The second pitch, that's in there for a called strike as well. It was a four-seamer at 93. Kim wants to call for time, as he's already behind in the count 0-2. We did have one game that started around 12 o'clock, and that was the Cardinals-Nationals, but that game is currently suspended due to rain. The 0-2 delivery, grounder past the diving stop of Drew Ellis into a right field for a base hit. And it's a leadoff single, as Ellis could not get there. And Ha-Seong Kim is aboard. So JT Realmuto is behind the plate. And on the mound is Ranger Suarez. He is on the rubber for the Phillies. Fernando Tatis Jr. is up at the plate. Happy birthday, Rising Rhino. That is awesome. Happy birthday, Rising Rhino. Fernando Tatis Jr. hits this one high and deep out to deep center field. And Marsh goes back, and he makes the catch. Rojas, that is, makes the catch at the wall. Throwback over to first base is in time. Oh, man, Johan Rojas flashing the leather in his debut. He made an absolutely incredible catch at the scoreboard and just doubled up Ha-Seong Kim. Rojas' family celebrating as he makes his debut. What a catch he had. He went to the scoreboard, collided into the wall, and threw a dart over to first base. That is unbelievable. So that's going to go down as an 8-3 double play. And there's 2 outs, nobody on. Soto comes up, and he lays off the first pitch for a ball. So the Phillies have JT behind the plate. On the bump is Ranger Suarez. The first baseman for the Phillies is Drew Ellis, as the 1-0 pitch is popped up down the left field line in foul territory. And Bohm cannot get there as it just goes behind the tarp. And the count is now 1-1. Over at second base for the Phillies is Edmundo Sosa. The shortstop is Trey Turner. And over at third is Alec Bohm. Then out in left field, we got Brandon Marsh. Johan Rojas, who just made an awesome play out in center field, is playing over there. So he got called up for Christian Pache. And the right fielder is Nick Castellanos. And the DH for this afternoon's game is Kyle Schwarber. The pitch, way inside. How about that? All right, we got to update the scoreboard and make sure that everything's up to date. So there's nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the first. The 2-1 is way off the plate. Soto did hit a home run in last night's game. The 3-1 delivery fouled off. What's up, Alex? How we doing? Thanks for coming on here, man. I really do appreciate it. Larry says, I'm cosplaying as Scooby-Doo right now. Oh, gosh. You doing that because of the guy in the Scooby-Doo costume last night? Payoff pitch, just a hair down low, and Soto smiles at Ranger Suarez as he gets on with a walk. So a 2-out walk issued by Ranger. And Johan Rojas with that catch, and just the throw over to first. Just unbelievable. Well, Manny Machado has had an incredible month of July. He's had 7 home runs. He's hitting .389 in the month of July with 17 runs batted in and an OPS of 1.4. Machado will call for time here. He thought that he homered in last night's game, but it was just foul. That was pretty late in the game. He was going around the bases, and as soon as he was coming home, he just wasn't able to get there. So here's a fly ball that's hit out to shallow center field. Rojas is there, calls off Marsh, and makes the catch. Out in shallow center field, and there's the 3rd out. As we head to the bottom of the first, no runs, 1 man left. Johan Rojas, what a debut so far. Welcome to the big leagues. As he made an awesome catch to double up Fernando Tatis Jr. and Hyun-Seong Kim. Wow. Alex the Sheriff, what is up? It was a great play. I wish I would have called that better, but that's fine. That's how we learn, guys. That's how we learn. All right, so let's talk about the Phillies starting lineup. All right, so Kyle Schwarber's the DH. He'll be batting in the leadoff spot as we head to the bottom of the first. Trey Turner is the shortstop. He's hitting second. Nick Castellanos is out in right field. He's batting third, and right behind him is Alec Bohm as Bryce Harper has the afternoon off. Bohm is over at third base. Behind the plate is JT Realmuto, and he is batting fifth. Hitting sixth will be Drew Ellis, the first baseman, as Derek Hall gets the afternoon off. And Bryson Stott is the afternoon off because Edmundo Sosa is starting over at second base. And hitting eighth is Brandon Marsh. He's out in left field. And, of course, Johan Rojas, the center fielder, who's batting ninth. He got called up for Christian Pache. So, once again, it's Schwarber, Turner, Castellanos, Bohm, Realmuto, Ellis, Sosa, and Marsh. And that is the lineup today for the Philadelphia Phillies. And they are taking on Blake Snell. And as I mentioned before, Blake Snell has been absolutely incredible. He's now 30 years old. He's from Seattle, Washington. And he's really turned back into that Tampa Bay Rays form that he had a couple of years ago. You know, that Cy Young-worthy type of a guy. He has 132 strikeouts this season and 98 innings pitched. He's only allowed 31 earned runs, 11 long balls, and has only issued 49 walks. So he's been unbelievable. And in his last outing, just to go a little bit further, he went 6 innings. He had 11 strikeouts, didn't even allow a run, and only surrendered 1 hit. First pitch to Schwarber. Looked like it was maybe a hair up high, but it's in there for a called strike. If you guys are brand new to my channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you turn on the notification bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. The pitch. Outside. Schwarber hitting 186 on the season. Last night he went 1 for 3 with 2 walks. The pitch. outside. Happy birthday, Rising Rhino. 2-1 pitch. Just fouled off. Kathy Ann says we needed some lineup changes, and this looks like a winning one so far. Alex the Sheriff is here. Yes, thanks, Kathy Ann, for coming on here, as always. I appreciate it. 2-2 delivery. Way up high. It was a curveball that didn't even find the strike zone. Dr. Benjamin Dover. What's up, Dr. Benjamin Dover? Do you guys think Castellanos will score a Henway? Man, I hope he gets a home run today. That'd be really nice. Payoff pitch to Schwarber, swing and a miss on a high fastball that was out of the strike zone, and Blake Snell gets his first strikeout. Pitch came in at 96 miles per hour, and Schwarber is the first strikeout victim for Blake Snell. So Darvish pitched last night. He went 6 innings, only allowed 1 earned run, and he also had 9 strikeouts. Trey Turner will step into the batter's box. And the first pitch, he grounds this one back up the middle for a base hit, and it goes out into center field. Grisham gets over to it. Turner will pump the brakes as the throw is cut off by Bogarts, and there's a 1-out single by Trey Turner. It was nice for him to just make some contact with that, but, you know, again, this is a guy that has been swinging a lot at the first pitch. But now's the time. If you want to attack Snell, you got to get him early on. Castellanos will step into the batter's box. Lifetime-wise, he's 1 for 12 against Blake Snell. Turner leads off at first. He goes. The first pitch is up high, and the throw over the second is not in time, and Turner's in there safely as he's able to swipe second base. The throw by Gary Sanchez was pretty late, and Turner's in scoring position. Turner had a pretty good jump on that, too. 1-0 is the count to Castellanos. The Phillies looking to strike first. Snell kicks, steals, and Castellanos will take a changeup right at the knees for a called strike. 8 likes. Oh, boy. Let's go. Kathy Ann says still thinks that Schwarber has to sit. What do you guys think about that? Let me know down below. The 1-1, swing and a miss. And Aaron. Oh, man, what's up, Aaron? Thanks for coming on here. Thoughts on Schwarber getting 2 hits? I don't know, against Blake Snell, my guy. Maybe. It's possible. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Nick Castellanos, who's hitting .300 on the season. He went 1 for 5 in last night's game. Turner at second. Snell looks back at second base. Now back to home plate. And the 1-2 delivery. Grounder hit over to third base. The throw over to first is dug out by Cronenworth just in time. The throw was in the dirt, and it did not have the best arm strength. Matthew Baton, that is, over at third base. But a nice dig out at first base by Jake Cronenworth. Man, that was nice. Had to do a little split there. But his foot was on the bag. Turner stays put over at second base, and there's 2 away. Bohm comes up. He had an RBI double last night to give the Phillies their lone run of the game, and he takes a fastball in there for a called strike. Over his last 5 home games, he's 11 for 19 with 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. Turner got on with a single back up the middle and stole second base. He's still over at second, the 0-1 inside. As far as the defensive lineup goes for the Padres, behind the plate is Gary Sanchez. Over at first base is Jake Cronenworth. The second baseman is Ha-Seong Kim. Over at third is Matthew Baton. And the shortstop is Xander Bogaerts. Throw back to second base, not in time. Snell was thinking about going over there as Turner had a pretty big lead. Out in left field is Juan Soto. The center fielder is Trent Grisham. And the right fielder is Fernando Tatis Jr. And the DH for this afternoon's game is Manny Machado. The 1-1 in there for a called strike. A 95-mile-per-hour fastball that was painted on the inside corner. Snell, over his last 9 starts, has a 5-1 record with a .68 ERA. And opponents are batting .155 against him. 3 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2, dribbled foul down the third base side. One ball, 2 strikes to Alec Bohm. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. We are scoreless at the bank. Phillies trying to even up the series and take game 1 of this 2-game doubleheader. The pitch outside and then the dirt. That time Snell went with a breaking ball. JT Realmuto's in the on-deck circle. He's playing behind the plate today. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bohm. Turner at second base. And the pitch inside and high for ball 3. And that'll make the count full. If you guys are brand new to my channel, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Make sure that you turn on that notification bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. Snell with the payoff pitch. Here it is. Turner goes, and it's down low for ball 4. And Bohm will go over to first as Turner's able to steal third base. And it puts runners at the corners for JT. How about 2 stolen bases for Trey Turner? So Turner just got his 20th and 21st stolen base of the season. Historically, JT, who's up at the plate, he's 4 for 10 against Blake Snell. The first pitch, it's just in there for a called strike. Ooh, it looked like it was a little bit inside, but home plate umpire Phil Cuz has another perspective. The ball is 1 strike to the catcher, JT. And the pitch in the dirt, a slider at 89. Realmuto, he's 5th on the Phillies in hits. He has 72 hits and 289 at-bats, 11 home runs, and 35 runs batted in. How about this? 10 stolen bases. Turner at third, Bohm at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. We are scoreless. The pitch inside. A 96-mile-per-hour fastball. It is a hot day out at the bank. Padres wearing their dark brown and yellow pinstripe uniforms. The 2-1, swing and a miss. The changeup was in the dirt. And JT thought he was going to get a fastball. Phillies in their bright white uniforms with the red letters and the blue line coming down the pants. 2-2, swing and a miss. The second strikeout of the ballgame for Blake Snell, and the side is retired. No runs, 2 men left. And we head to the top of the second inning. Phillies had runners over at first and third, but could not get anybody home. And we head to the top of the second inning as we are scoreless at the bank. Oh, boy. Coles TV, man. What's up, man? You're a really good commentator for the Phillies. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You know, last night I had a lot on my mind, and, you know, I didn't really prepare as much as I should have, you know, like not physically and not mentally as well. You know, I've been doing a lot, like, besides just being on here. There's been, you know, some things going on at home, but everything's fine. You know, but I'm just taking care of things and taking care of business. So, you know, I got a little bit of more prep today. I feel mentally more prepared, but this is how we get better, right? This is what the reps are for, guys. You know, we want to put ourselves in these types of situations because once these games, I don't know if that's necessarily the best term. I was going to say like once these games matter, but I'm saying like once we do games more professionally, right? You know, that's what we're building up for. I'm a Padres fan, but I enjoy the commentary. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on here. Guys, if you're on my Twitch, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter, or any of those other platforms, please make sure that you follow this channel. All right, we do almost every single Phillies, Sixers, Patriots, and Flyers game and content. We provide a lot of content for all those teams. I appreciate you all for being on here. We've been doing a lot of Phillies games. All right, there is a chance that we may not be on for tonight's game, but we'll have to wait and see how things go. I'm hoping that we are, obviously, but just have to wait. But we'll do the first game first and see how things are. Rising Rhino wants to know why I'm not an Eagles fan. It's not that I hate the Eagles, Rising Rhino. It's actually because of the fact that I got into football a little bit later in my life. And by later, I mean junior year of high school. So there's a whole story behind that. First pitch to Xander Bogaerts is in there for a called strike as Ranger Suarez goes out there for his second inning of work. Xander hitting .255 with 10 home runs, 35 runs batted in. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Why is today a doubleheader? Today is a doubleheader because they're bringing back the scheduled day-night doubleheaders like they used to. The 0-2, grounder, fouled towards the third base side. You're Philly all the way, then the Pats. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense. Okay, I don't hate the Eagles, but the whole thing is that I was supposed to. All right, I'll tell you after this pitch. Suarez kicks, steals, and it's outside. So, for those of you that are new, okay, I don't hate the Eagles. I definitely don't hate the Eagles. I'm a big fan of Jalen Hurts, as the 1-2 is downstairs and just below the strike zone. I was supposed to go to an event when I was in high school for my Jewish youth group, and we were supposed to watch an Eagles game. The 2-2, it's fouled back behind the net, behind home plate. And so I was supposed to go to this Jewish youth group event, and of course I was late because I had play practice that day, and I think it was in, I forget when it was, but I had play practice, and brothers were like, just watch this next football game. Like, we know that you missed the Eagles game, but like we're gonna sit you down on this couch and you're just gonna watch football. You don't care what game it is. The 2-2. Grounder, hit over to second base. Sosa gets there in time, throws over to first, and there's the first out of the inning. So Bogaerts is retired, and Jake Cronenworth will come on up here in the top of the second inning. So anyhow, I was like, okay, like let's just watch this game, all right? And it was the Patriots against the Steelers, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was against the Steelers that day. Cronenworth grounds this one over to first, and Ellis has it, and he will go to the bag, and he wins the race for out number 2. So anyhow, I sat on the couch. I loved the game. My eyes were drawn to Aaron Hernandez because he caught like 2 touchdowns that day, and I'm watching him make these incredible catches, and I'm like, this is awesome. Then I'm watching the defense and how Bill Belichick is assembling everybody on the front 7, and I'm like, this is really cool. Gary Sanchez is up at the plate, and it's down low for a ball. First pitch. So there's 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the second inning. Ranger Suarez is out there on the bump. The pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. So I got into the Patriots that way. You know, the members of that chapter just didn't realize like what they did to me. They wanted to make me a football fan, but they made me into a Pats fan. And it wasn't that I don't like the Eagles. I just never got into them when I was young. The 1-1 is up high. The 2-1 by Ranger, as he doesn't waste any time, is fouled off right behind the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gary Sanchez. Nobody on, 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Suarez with 23 pitches already. A sold-out crowd on a hot afternoon in Philadelphia. The pitch way outside, and the count is full. Gary Sanchez hit a home run in last night's game. It was the first run of the ball game for San Diego. The pitch inside for ball 4. He was able to get on base 3 times last night, and already this afternoon, it's the first time that he's gotten on. So a 2-out walk. It's the second 2-out, or the second walk today, given up by Ranger. Doesn't really walk too many batters. First pitch, fouled off to Matthew Baton. Baton this season, well, in AAA, he's been doing pretty well. He just got called up to the show, and he's 1 for 2 in the majors as he takes the 0-1 inside. It was a cutter. I want to make sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly. It is Baton, correct? Or is it Batten? I should know. But 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-1 looked like it was inside, but Phil Cuz says it was on the inside corner and calls it a strike. Sanchez over at first base. Bogarts grounded out to second. Cronenworth grounded out to first. And we're in the top of the second inning as we are scoreless in Philadelphia. The 1-2 delivery. Little chopper over to shortstop. Turner will throw it over to second base, and it's not in time. Tried to just do a little behind-the-back flip. And that's going to go down as an E6, as runners are aboard over at first and second. So that's a fielder's choice E6 by Trey Turner. The throw was it wasn't even a throw. It was more of like a bowl. A backhanded bowl that was over towards second base. I guess because he didn't think in real time that he was going to have a chance to get Matthew Baton out over at first, so he tried to make what he thought was the easy play over at second. But it's an E6, and here comes Trent Grisham, who's hitting .214 with 8 home runs and 25 RBI. That's what I do, lol. It's my stream, so I do what I want. Sanchez over at second. Over at first is Baton. The pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. So, yeah, it doesn't make any sense about how I became a Patriots fan, but in some ways I guess it kind of does too. But I also understand, the logical reasoning that it doesn't make sense. But it drew my eyes. The 1-1. It's laid off. Ranger only had 11 pitches in the first inning, and in the second inning, so far he has 21. Sanchez at second. Over at first is Baton. The pitch, 2-1. That's a high, towering fly ball hit out to right field, and that baby's gone. Trent Grisham puts the Padres on the board 3-0. That was a line drive laser that just got on out of here. 385 feet. It's his 9th home run of the season, and he just drove in his 36th, 37th, and 38th run batted in. And San Diego strikes first on a hanging breaking ball down the pipe. Just got over the Independence Blue Cross fence out in right field, and the Padres explode first. And we flip back over to the top of the lineup as the first pitch to Ha-Seong Kim is in there for a called strike. The 0-1. There's a high fly ball hit out to center field. Backing up is Rojas, and he's there to make the catch. And the inning is over, but the Padres, with some 2-out magic, are able to get themselves a 3-0 lead thanks to a 3-run homer hit by Trent Grisham. And we head to the bottom of the second inning. Phillies down 3-0. Okay. Boy. So just to be sure, let's double check to see if they scored the play before the home run as an E6. Let's double check. If you guys are brand new to my channel, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you turn on that notification bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. All right. We have 677 subscribers, okay? My algorithm people, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys do your magic, man. And, become a member of the channel by subscribing today. That's what we got to do. Why is this? There it is. So they called it an infield single to shortstop. Huh. And so they didn't score it as an error. And I'm surprised about that. It was going to be tough to get Batten out over at first, I think, too. But even still, Turner should have been able to flip that over to second base. Yeah, that's what I thought, Larry. I just didn't have time to look that over today before I came on here. Again, that's part of doing the homework, but I didn't have time today, so I'm just happy I'm on here to get the reps. I'm not going to be too tough on myself over these next couple of weeks in regards to that because, I have other responsibilities, So. All right, Phillies are coming back up to bat. Drew Ellis will lead things off, and he takes the first pitch outside and high for a ball. Well, the Phillies had an opportunity to strike first, and they weren't able to do it as they left runners stranded over at first and third. And we're here in the bottom of the second. The second pitch is in there for a called strike. They're going back to the Turner play. I don't think that he would have had the runner out at first. 1-1. Grounder, hit over to third. The diving stop by Batten and the throw over to first, not in time, as Ellis was able to beat that one out. Batten's arm strength has not been so good over at third base, but Drew Ellis was flying down the first base line, and he reaches with an infield single. But again, he had to dive for it, spin, get back up, and they almost were able to convert it. Edmundo Sosa, who is playing over at second base, he's now in the batter's box. Drew Ellis takes a lead off at first. The first pitch. It's on the inside corner for a called strike. Sosa hitting .244 this season with 6 homers and 19 runs batted in. He's behind in the count 0-1 here. Defense playing at a pretty normal depth in the infield. They're playing him towards the left field side, the pole. The 0-1, he shatters his bat, and it's popped over to second base, and catching it is Ha-Seong Kim right behind the bag, and going back to first is Ellis without a throw. Shattered the bat. The wood came off, and there's 1 out. Phillies lost last night's game by a score of 8-3. They were trying to come back in that 9th inning, but weren't able to do so. They did have the bases loaded. The pitch to Marsh is a fastball that is just over the plate for a called strike. It was painted on the upper third perfectly of the strike zone. Snell Gets set, kicks, steals, and there's a towering fly ball hit out to right center field. And going back is Tatis Jr., and he's able to make the catch towards the alleyway, and Ellis goes back over to first. Marsh just got under it, and he missed a home run. Thought maybe he had it, but nope. And there's 2 outs. There's Johan Rojas' family as he's making his major league debut for the Phillies. Got to watch him as well when he was with the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. He's quite an athlete. Very good defensively and has some pop in the bat as well. There's a fastball that he takes all the way for a called strike. In Double-A this season, he was hitting .306 with 9 homers and 45 RBI. Got the call up for Christian Pache, who went back on the injured list. The pitch inside and in the dirt. His family is out there celebrating his major league debut. Had a terrific catch out in right center field to take away an extra base hit from Fernando Tatis Jr. And he swings and misses at the curveball there. Then made an awesome throw over to first base in the same play to double up Ha-Seong Kim. And well, his first major league at-bat is against Blake Snell, who's up for the Cy Young Award as of right now. Snell calls for time, but now gets back onto the hill. Over at first is Drew Ellis. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Phillies trail 3-0. The 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss on another curveball that was in the dirt. And Rojas strikes out, and that'll end the inning as we head to the top of the third. No runs, 1 man left. Phillies down 3-0. All right, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. All right. Please make sure that we do all that sort of stuff. Padres winning game 1. Blake Snell on the mound. Phillies win game 2 with Ranger Suarez. That's a E for Naudal Osama. Yeah, on the mound. Yeah, I knew what you meant, man. I knew what you meant. Yeah, it's going to be tough against Blake Snell. It really is. All right, guys, today's date, okay? Today's date is July 15th. We're going to do this now, okay? We'll do our fun fact of the day now because I don't know if I'm going to be on for the second game or not. So we'll just do this now. All right, so today is Saturday, July 15th, and it's time to wish the following people a very happy birthday, including Rising Rhino. Rising Rhino, man, happy birthday to you, man. Please put your link down below in the description area. And make sure that you guys go follow him as well as Snowman and all that. All right. Don Clendenin. Happy birthday to Don Clendenin. Wow, he would have been 89 years old today. Alex Karras. Happy birthday to Alex Karras. John Stallworth. Happy birthday to John Stallworth. Barry Melrose. Happy birthday to Barry Melrose. And finally, Damian Lillard. Happy birthday to Damian Lillard for the Portland Trail Blazers. As of right now, maybe you can come to Philly on your birthday? Maybe, Daryl? Maybe? I'm just saying, maybe. Never know. You never know, man. That's what you got to do. Sometimes birthdays can be full of surprises. That would be a really cool surprise for the Phillies. Fernando Tatis Jr. is due up. Flied into a double play in the first inning, and he fouls the first pitch off. He homered in last night's game, hit his 17th home run of the season. Suarez out there for his third frame of work. The pitch, swing and a miss. On deck is Juan Soto, the former Washington National, who got traded at the trade deadline last season to the Padres. The 0-2 delivery, swing and a miss. Oh, what a pitch that was by Ranger Suarez. And he gets his first strikeout of the ball game as Tatis Jr. goes down on swinging at an outside curveball. Ooh, Ryan. Ooh, Larry wants to know if you're old enough to drink Rising Rhino. You have some beer coming for him? Here comes Juan Soto, who takes a sinker that is off the plate and outside. Oh, boy. The 1-0 inside. Are you drunk right now? He's day drinking. Oh, boy. Are you? You're not day drinking, are you? I'm a tad over 21. I'm going to be 25, man. I'm going to be 25 this year. Next pitch. It's fouled off. Nobody on, 1 out in the top of the third in case you're just tuning in. All right, the Phillies and the Padres are playing in game 1 of a doubleheader. Suarez on the mound for the Phillies, and he throws it, and it's hit over to the first base side. What a nice underhanded throw that was by Ellis as Suarez gets over to the bag and tags it to get the second out. It was a ground ball that was hit over to Drew Ellis, and he had to make a little sidearm, backhanded underhand throw to Ranger, and Ranger, with his athleticism, was able to catch it and run over to the bag to get the second out. No tasty beverages yet from me, says Rising Rhino. Is that a tonight thing, though? That's the next question. Machado comes up, and he takes it all the way for a called strike at the knees. Machado with a .260 average, 16 home runs, and 50 RBI. Takes the 0-1 outside and maybe a little bit low for a ball. Padres lead it 3-0. Thanks to a 3-run homer hit by Trent Grisham. That was back in the second inning. The 1-1, big swing and a miss by Manny Machado. He got fooled on the curveball, and he's behind in the count 1-2. You got 4 streams lined up back-to-back today. Wow, that's cool. 1-2 delivery. In there for a called third strike. Right down the pipe. And we head to the bottom of the third inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Rangers Suarez. Kyle Schwarber in the top of the order. Due up for the Phillies when we return. All right. Cool. Cheers. Even though it's just water. Okay. All right, bottom of the third, guys. Just did 10s this morning and 2 CFL games in 2 hours. Wow. Guys, he has a lot of content coming up today, so please make sure that you go subscribe to his channel. He posted it down below in the chat. You can post it as many times as you want to, Rising Rhino. You know that. All right. So today is July 15th, okay? And just 3 years ago, on July 15th of 2019, okay, listen to this. Batting leadoff, Travis d'Arnaud, who plays catcher for the Rays. He hits 3 homers and drives in each of his team's runs in a 5-4 victory over the Yankees in New York. Okay, he belts solo homers in the first and the third innings off of James Paxton for a 2-0 lead. The Yankees rally back and snap a 2-2 deadlock with 2 runs in the 8th. With 2 outs and 2 runners on base in the 9th, d'Arnaud lofts a 3-run homer off of Aroldis Chapman on a 3-2 pitch. And the Rays end up winning that game against the Yankees. Wow. That is your fun fact of the day. And I can't tear this off because we got one for tomorrow if we come on tomorrow. Working hard, taking names. Taking naps or taking names? Second hardest working man in showbiz after JJ. Man, Rising Rhino is a tough worker, man. I just got to tell you guys, he's a grinder. First pitch, swing and a miss. That was a slider that was right down the pipe to Kyle Schwarber. Kathy Ann says if Schwarber does not get on base this time or contribute in his at-bats in this game, please pull him. The 0-1, it's lifted out to shallow left field, and backing up onto the outfield grass is Matthew Batten, and he's able to backpedal and make the catch, and Schwarber is retired. That was pretty quick, Kathy. Here comes Trey, who stole 2 bases after singling back up the middle in the first inning. And he takes the first pitch just off the plate. It was a curveball at 79 miles per hour. Guys, make sure that you guys subscribe to my channel. We need 3 more subscribers to reach the 680 mark. 1 ball, no strikes. Snell steals, and it's just off the plate for ball 2. Snell with 38 pitches so far in 2 1/3 of an inning. The pitch in the dirt, and a good take by Trey Turner. Snell's now 30 years old. The next pitch, it's in there for a fastball. That's a called strike. And 97 on the gun. A left-hander from Seattle, Washington. The pitch popped up towards the infield. And Matthew Batten is able to get underneath it, and he'll make the catch right about halfway between third base and home plate, and there's 2 away. Kathy Ann says, yeah, teachers get evaluated based on performance, and he is not performing. I like that analogy. That's an interesting one. 2 outs, nobody on. Castellanos due up at the plate, and the first pitch is a slider that's in the dirt, but Castellanos takes a whack at it, and obviously is not able to put any sort of barrel on that one. Grounded out in the first. His average is now at 299. The pitch, grounder, foul ball towards the third base dugout. So I don't know yet if Taijuan Walker is going to pitch game 2 or not. I assume that he will. Like 95% sure. The 0-2 delivery. Another swing and a miss. That curveball was in the dirt. And Snell has it going so far. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Phillies trail 3-0 in Philadelphia against the Padres. All right, guys, I am going to take a very quick step off. But while I am away from my desk, subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button, okay? We need our algorithm people to come on here and do their magic. That's what we got to do, all right? Hit that like button, and I will see you all very, 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 very soon. Alrighty, here we go. 2 balls, 1 strike to Xander Bogaerts. Ranger Suarez with 49 pitches. There's Yohan Rojas out there in center field. The pitch, swing and a miss. That time he went with a changeup. So the only hiccup that Rangers had so far was allowing the 3-run homer to Trent Grisham. That was back in the top of the 2nd inning. 2-2 delivery, upstairs, and the count is full. What's up, G Vanoots? Thanks for coming on here. Guys, go follow G Vanoots. He did an awesome job on his stream today. 3-2. Hit out to center field on a line, and Rojas doesn't even have to move, and he's right there at the right time, and there's one away. So Ranger has retired the last 5 batters that he has faced. And Jake Cronenworth will step up to the plate, batting on the left side, wearing his yellow cleats. The pitch, a sinker that's on the outside corner for a called strike at the knees. Cronenworth grounded out in the 2nd inning. It was over to first base. A pretty nice play by Drew Ellis. The pitch, it's hooked foul. And that'll make the count 0-2. "54 pitches for Ranger Suarez so far. The 0-2. A dribbler hit back towards the mound, and Suarez fires over to first, and Cronenworth is out by half a step. Nice play by Ranger. There's the 2nd out. Why would they change pitchers? That didn't make any sense. Walker's pitching game 2. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was an analytical decision. I have no idea. I'm curious, but we'll have to listen to the press conference after the game if they do one, which I'm pretty sure that they will. Gary Sanchez, who walked his first time up, takes a strike all the way. 2nd pitch is above the strike zone. The 1-1 delivery in the dirt. A curveball at 77. It bounced and hit the mask of JT, so he has to take it off for a very quick second as he gets up and gives the ball back to Phil Cuz behind the plate. The count is 2-1. The Padres coming into today, they're 44-47. They're starting to get hot again. The bats are waking up. They're now 19-24 on the road. Meanwhile, the Phillies, they're 40-42 on the season. As the 2-1 is lined over to third base, played on a hop, though, by Bohm, who throws across the diamond in time for the 3rd and final out of the inning. 7 batters retired in a row for Ranger Suarez. And we head to the bottom of the 4th as the Phillies are down 3-0 against the Drays. What do you guys think about that, the Drays? I've heard some people call them the Drays. So I thought, you know what, why not use it? Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know if that was necessarily a Rob Thompson decision. You know, I've noticed that sometimes when it comes to these lineup changes and these roster changes and that type of thing, it's not all, just about emotion or just based off of eye test and that type of thing. It's more about analytics and other people that are involved with the baseball department for the Phillies. And I don't want to speculate or anything, but I'm sure that they probably had a say in whether or not Taijuan Walker should have pitched in Game 1. So, but He also could have just told Rob, you know what, I'd like the afternoon off a little bit today, and you know, just I'll pitch tonight. You know, same thing with Kyle Schwarber, but you know, Schwarber's DHing today, which is nice, but I think that part of the reason why Schwarber's DHing is because, you know, Bryce Harper could have the afternoon off, and then he'll play tonight because you have a lefty going up against a lefty, and you give Johan Rojas a start out in center field. The defense in the outfield is a lot better for today, and I don't know. Kyle Schwarber could just not have to play out in left field for 2 games in a row, you know? So Bohm, Realmuto, and Ellis will come on up for the Phillies. Snell has a 43-0 record when given a lead of 3 or more runs. The Padres as a team are actually 48-3 when they're up by 3 runs this season. Phillies trying to make it a first against Blake Snell. Snell throws a curveball that is outside, and Bohm takes it for a ball. Maybe Walker was hungover, says Larry. Yeah, maybe he was celebrating a Rising Rhino's birthday and had too much to drink during the day. I don't know. The pitch, swing and a miss. Maybe he had one of those Larry Anderson and Scott Fransky beers. The 1-1, line drive into left field, and it's caught by Soto. Oh, man, he almost dropped it. It was lined right out to him, and he almost snow-coned it, and there's one away. So the Phillies, they just released their 2024 schedule yesterday. So on opening day, they will be playing against the Atlanta Braves on March 28th. The series finale, they play against the Washington Nationals. The pitch, swing and a miss to JT. And the other big news is that they are going to be going to London next year. I'm going to try to see if I can go with my cousin and my family, and I think that would be so nice. The 0-1, swing and a miss. It's going to be in June of next year that they go to London. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the 4th inning. Phillies trail 3-0. The pitch, grounded foul down the third base side, and it heads over towards the tarp. JT struck out in his first at-bat. And he's already behind in the count 0-2 here. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A curveball in the dirt, and Blake Snell has 5 strikeouts in the ball game. And JT will head back over to the Phillies dugout. Snell has just been so filthy. And Drew Ellis, the first baseman, is coming right up with 2 outs and nobody on, and he swings and misses at a 96-mile-per-hour heater right down Broad Street. He had a single in the 2nd inning. It was an infield single, and he was the last Phillies hitter to reach on against Blake Snell. The pitch in the dirt. Edmundo Sosa waits in the on-deck circle. Nobody on, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. The 1-1. Just in there. A curveball at the knees on the outside corner for a called strike. Snell has only surrendered 2 hits. Hasn't allowed a run since June 28th. And he has 5 strikeouts in 3 2/3 of an inning. The 1-2 offering. Just laid off by Drew Ellis. Well played, Governor. That'd be really cool. It would be so loud there, though. 2-2. Swing and a miss. The 6th strikeout of the ball game for Blake Snell. He has been almost untouchable for the Phillies, as he's retired 9 straight Phillies in a row. And we head to the top of the 5th inning. Phillies down 3-0 in Game 1 of this doubleheader against the San Diego Padres. They'll be right back. All right. Okay. Good. So, guys, all right, let's first of all see how many people we have on here. We got 29 people on here. Cool. Very nice. Very nice. Thanks. You guys know what that's from? It's from Lion King. My brother really liked Lion King. It was one of his favorite movies. We're so close to getting 25 likes. We need 3 more. Hit that thumbs up button, okay? My algo people, okay? The people that are so loyal to this channel that want to get more and more people to come on. Hit that thumbs up button, okay? Do your magic, man. Do your magic. Let's get this to over 30 likes. All right, last night's cast wasn't really so good. I didn't really do my best. But today, we're feeling a lot better. All right, so let's get those numbers up. Let's get more and more people to join the Play-by-Play with JJ family. If you guys are brand new to my channel, my name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ, where we cover Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, and Patriots content. And, you know, we're a family on here. So, this is also our last day, most likely, that we are using Restream, and we're going to switch things over to StreamYard. An 85% chance that we'll be able to do it by tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then tomorrow's definitely the last day. So, oh boy. Great. All right, top of the 5th inning we go. Phillies have a 3-0 deficit. First pitch, it's just outside for a ball. The second pitch is just inside for a ball. Matthew Batten, 1 for 1 today. He singled in the second and scored a run. The 2-0 delivery. Ooh, looked like it was in there for a strike, but Phil Cuz says otherwise. That definitely was a strike at the knees, but regardless, it's a 3-0 count. Suarez kick steals, and it's on the inside corner as he goes with a sinker, that time at 93. Ranger with 63 pitches so far. He's allowed 3 runs, 3 earned runs. The pitch up high and outside for ball 4. How about this? That's now the 3rd time today that Ranger has allowed a walk. Well, we didn't really talk too much about it during the very beginning of the ball game, but Ranger had a very good June, and July has been, so far, a little bit of a different story. Grisham offers at the first pitch as he shows bunt, and it's an 0-1 count. Everything will look different. JJ is going to be a blonde. I'm going to be a blonde woman. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the aesthetics are going to be so different that you're not even going to recognize me for who I am. The 0-1, swing and a miss. I may also sound different, too, when we switch things over to StreamYard. Can you imagine, like, my voice being pitched or that type of thing when I do it? That would be a really cool prank. I would actually try to do that one time. But the ball's 2 strikes. Next pitch is fouled off. You know, I saw a video the other day of a minor league baseball announcer calling a baseball game like it was the Masters, okay? And he did a whole it was really funny. They had background music on. Him and his color commentator were calling the game like it was a golf tournament. And it was just so cool how he did it, and he went viral for that. The 0-2. Outside and low. You guys should definitely check that out. Ha-Seong Kim waits in the on-deck circle. A voice filter. Yeah, I could do that. Or I could just talk really high, which I don't really want to do. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Trent Grisham. I think he had to either get a new bat or just get a new batting glove or something. Nobody out. In the top of the 5th inning. Runner over at first. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. And Grisham strikes out. That's the 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Good job by Ranger Suarez. And there's 1 away. I can't even do it with a straight face. It's so funny. Ha-Seong Kim comes up to the plate. First pitch. Ooh, just a little bit down low. Like a tennis announcer, constantly move your head left to right. Oh my gosh, have you heard tennis on the radio? That is so hard to do. Oh my gosh. The 1-0. Outside and high for ball 2. Because, like, you can't see. So, usually, that's why they always say that TV is about the color commentator more than it is with the play-by-play announcer. But for tennis, man, you got to rely on the play-by-play announcer for radio. The pitch at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. 2-1 to Ha-Seong Kim. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. And there's a little dribbler that's fouled off towards the first base side. But yeah, tennis is hard on the radio. Forehand, backhand, over to the left side. Oh, nope. You just got to constantly talk during the rally. And then once the rally is done, then it's like the color commentator comes in. Volleyball, too. It's another one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Suarez throws back over to first, and it's not in time. So Batten is over at first base. In case you're just tuning in, Phillies are trailing 3-0 against the San Diego Padres in Game 1 of a doubleheader, a day-night doubleheader, that is. Game 2 will be at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time. 2-2. Suarez kicks, steals. The pitch is up high. The runner goes for over the second base. Is in time. A great throw by JT Realmuto, and Edmundo Sosa swiped Matthew Batten. Nobody on, 2 outs. And the count is now full. Ha-Seong Kim took the pitch up high. JT was in beautiful position and just threw the baseball over to second base. And Sosa was able to get his glove just underneath the chest and tag out the runner. The payoff pitch, grounder back up the middle. Ha-Seong Kim gets on with a base hit. And it's in the center field. Kim thought about going over to second base, but goes back to first as the throw is cut off. And a 2-out single hit by Ha-Seong Kim. That's the second single that he's had today. And here comes Fernando Tatis Jr., who flied into a double play in the first and struck out in the third. And he takes it down low and in the dirt. Guys, comment down below who your favorite broadcasters of all time are. And what stood out to you about those broadcasters? The 1-0. Line drive into right field. It drops in for a base hit. Castellanos will play it on 2 hops. The runner goes over to third. And Ha-Seong Kim is there standing at third base as Fernando Tatis Jr. gets his first hit of the ball game. And that puts runners at the corners. Well, I guess it was a good thing that JT was able to pick off Matthew Batten over at second base. Matthew Batten. But back-to-back singles given up by Ranger. Ranger's now 27 years old. He will be facing Juan Soto here as Caleb Cotham is going to go out there. And there will be a conference on the mound with all the infielders. And Kim goes over to talk with Yu Darvish and some others in the dugout. So Ranger's last time out, his last 2 times out, actually, he's allowed 8 runs combined in just 11 innings of work. And he's had 9 strikeouts and 15 hits allowed. And then the outings before that, in the whole month of June, he was there. It was incredible. Absolutely unbelievable. You always found Tim McCarver to be incredibly insightful. Okay. Tim McCarver, a color commentator. He did it for the Phillies, right? Because when I first watched baseball, it was Chris Wheeler. And Larry Anderson. So you must have been before Chris Wheeler. Yes, okay. I was right. Juan Soto comes up. Williams, the third base coach, talking things over with Ha-Seong Kim to see if he's all right. First pitch was in there for a called strike. Suarez with 78 pitches. The 0-1, that's in there for a called strike. A sinker at the knees on the outside corner at 94 miles per hour. Oh, that's what happened. JT, when he was making the throw over to second base to try to get Matthew Batten, he stepped on Ha-Seong Kim's foot. That's why he was hobbling a little bit. The 0-2 dribbler hit back over towards Ranger Suarez off the mound, and he goes over to first, fires it, and it's in time for the third and final out. No runs, 2 men left, and we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Phillies down 3-0 against San Diego at the bank. Did I say Batten again? Batten. Come on, JJ. Can't be screwing this up. I hold myself accountable for all these things. Yes. All right. Guys, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well. We got 31 people on here. If you guys haven't told anybody about this channel yet, what are you guys doing? Let's get more and more people to come on and join the Play-by-Play with JJ family. That's what we got to do. Okay, we got to do that. I want to make sure that we get other people involved and that we reach out to others and that they become members of this family because, we need more people. It's about the quality of people, not the quantity. And we have some incredible, awesome people on here. Seriously. Who's my favorite announcer? It's a tough one. I'll tell you who I really do like. I really like Marv Albert's son. He is really good. He is so talented, and I don't think he gets enough love. He covers all 4 of the major sports. He's like one of the only people that does that now. Calls games for hockey. He's done baseball. Hasn't done a lot of baseball, but the Jose Bautista walk-off home run call was awesome. And he did an awesome job during that game. His hockey games that he does are incredible. The football games that he's done are awesome too. First pitch to Edmundo Sosa is grounded into center field for a base hit. It just gets through the gap between Bogaerts and Kim. And it was back up the middle. And Sosa is aboard. And that's the first Philly to get a hit off of Blake Snell since Drew Ellis did it, which was back in the bottom of the second. So he retired 9 straight batters in a row. And Brandon Marsh will step up to the dish, batting on the left side. Snell kick steals, and it's just upstairs. Larry says, my 87-year-old mom in Philly doesn't know what YouTube is, but she's telling her friends about this channel. Oh, that's so cool, man. That's awesome. Thank you. The 1-0. It was inside. Actually, no, it was just high. Just high for a ball. That is so cool. I hope your mom's doing well, man. That's awesome. Please tell your mom I also said thank you. Shout out to Larry's mom. The 2-0. It's wide and not even close to the strike zone. And it's now a 3-0 count. Snell with 60 pitches. He's only thrown 21 balls. He was in cruise control and gave up a leadoff single to Edmundo Sosa, and he's behind in the count 3-0 here. The pitch. Ooh, that was off the plate, but it's called a strike. That was way off the plate. And Marsh, not even. He's just shaking his head. 3 balls, 1 strike. Snell kicks, fires, and it's swung on and missed. A fastball at 96 on the gun. That pitch was not even close. It was at least a couple of feet off the plate. Runner over at first. Phil Cuz, the home plate umpire. Payoff pitch to Marsh. Fouled off towards the third base side, and it'll find the seats. Marsh today flew out to right field in the second inning. And in last night's game, ended up going 0 for 3 with a walk. 63 pitches by Snell so far. Phillies down 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th. The payoff pitch, another foul ball. This time it goes behind home plate. And the count still remains full at 3-2. Padres were able to take game 1 last night as they won 8-3. Phillies were down 8-1, then were able to get 2 runs in the 9th, but left the bases loaded. A runner at first, nobody out. The payoff pitch, up high for ball 4. And the tying run is coming up to the plate. And it'll be Johan Rojas, who struck out in his first career Major League at-bat. There's his parents trying to take a video of this at-bat here. Runners over at first and second with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th inning. A golden opportunity for the Phillies right here. Blake Snell is going to have a conversation with Gary Sanchez, who calls for time. And Bogaerts will also come in, too, to join this conversation. There's Bob Melvin, the San Diego Padres skipper, out in the dugout with his sunglasses on. They look pretty good on them, actually. But he stays put. The entire infield will come in to join this conversation. Johan Rojas, who got called up from Double-A for Christian Pache, who got back onto the injured list. Had a really good season out in Double-A. Got to see him play for the Jersey Shore Blue Claws last year when I was doing games for the Wilmington Blue Rocks. Quite a defensive athlete. Nobody out. 2 runners on. First pitch to Rojas is way up high, a curveball. That's high and outside for ball 1. Fisherman Sam, you're on at the right time. What is up, man? Thanks for coming on here. 1 ball, no strikes. Snell gets the signs. Kick, steals. Grounder, hit over to shortstop. It's going to be a tough play to throw over the second. There's one, and they won't even throw it over to first base. Marsh thought he was in there safely at second base, but that's going to go down as a fielder's choice. A 6'4 fielder's choice, that is, and there's the first out. Nice play by Xander Bogaerts. It wasn't really hit too sharply, but nope, that was the right call. Marsh was sliding into second base, and he was just a little bit late on the force out. So a fielder's choice, ground out, and Kyle Schwarber's coming up. This is a big opportunity for him to do some damage. One swing can tie this baby up. Lefty on lefty. Throw back to first. Not in time. Johan Rojas has a lot of speed on the bases. Got to make sure that you watch out for him. He takes a lead off at first. Over at third is Sosa. 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Snell in the stretch. The pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, and I guess that call could have gone either way. Phillies are 7 for 37 with runners in scoring position over their last 6 games. The 0-1, just fouled off on a curveball that was going to be headed into the dirt, but Schwarber was able to get a piece of it, but he's behind in the count 0-2. And all you really have to do here is just try to get a deep fly ball. Just put the ball in play. Schwarber struck out in the first and flew out to left in the third. The 0-2, just up high for a ball. 97-mile-per-hour fastball thrown by Blake Snell. And he just missed his spot. Runners at the corners, 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Phillies down 3-0 against the San Diego Padres. The 1-2, way up high, and Schwarber takes it for ball 2. Coming into today, Schwarber's 1 for 6 with 2 RBI and 2 walks against Blake Snell. Throw back to first. It's not in time. Cronenworth was able to get over to the baseball as the throw is maybe just a little bit off. It was like a little toss, if you will, over to first base, and Cronenworth had to come on in. 2-2. Big pitch coming up here. Snell in the stretch. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Rojas is able to swipe second base. That is the good news. There are 2 runners in scoring position, but Kyle Schwarber goes down on strikes. It's the second time that he has struck out today, and Trey Turner will be coming on up to the plate. Johan Rojas was able to steal the bag with ease. Turner up with 2 runners in scoring position. The first pitch, it's a curveball on the outside corner, painted perfectly for a called strike. That is not what you wanted from Kyle Schwarber in that at-bat. Turner hitting 167 with 2 outs and with runners in scoring position. Trying to put the Phillies on the board here. The 0-1 delivery by Snell. It's in the dirt, and a good block by Gary Sanchez. I mean, when you get yourself behind in the count, you just got to fight off pitches. You don't want to chase after anything. 1 ball, 1 strike. Snell kick steals, and Turner takes it all the way. A changeup in the dirt, and he's ahead in the count, 2-1 here. A golden opportunity for the Phillies to get on the board here. Snell looks back at second. Rojas at second base. Sosa at third. The 2-1. It's in there for a called strike. Another curveball on the outside corner at the knees. And the count is tied up at 2-2. Nick Castellanos in the on-deck circle. Turner's 1 for 2 today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Snell in the stretch. The 2-2. Laid off by Turner. He took a curveball in the dirt, and the count is full. Turner singled in the first, stole 2 bases in that same inning, and then popped out to third in the third. Snell with the payoff pitch. Grounder fouled off of the foot of Trey Turner. And he stays alive. Trey has 21 stolen bases on the season. And he's 3 for 18 coming into today against Blake Snell. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. The payoff pitch in the dirt for ball 4, and Turner walks. That was a slider. It didn't break as much as Snell wanted it to, and it's going to load the bases. As the pitching coach for the Padres is going to come out there, and Nick Castellanos will come on up with the table set. So Sosa singled. Marsh walked. Rojas grounded into a fielder's choice, then stole second base as Schwarber struck out. And then Turner just walked. A couple of arms are going to get loosened up in the Padres bullpen here as we have a conversation on the mound, and Phil Cuz is going to break up the conversation. Fans trying to get into it. Some cheering here at Citizens Bank Park, and everybody's going to go back to their spots. Castellanos 2 for 14 in his career versus Blake Snell with 2 walks and 4 strikeouts coming into this ball game. But with the bases loaded, he's hitting .317 in his career. Sosa at third, Rojas at second, Turner at first. 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Phillies down 3-0. The pitch. Ooh, it was just in there for a called strike according to Phil Cuz, and it looked like it was high again. Rob Thompson looking over at the home plate umpire as Castellanos wants to call for time here, and that was the right move. So far, 80 pitches by Snell. Castellanos back in the batter's box. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Snell kick steals the pitch. Grounder, and it's fouled off towards the third base side, and they'll head over towards the tarp. A little souvenir for a fan. Castellanos grounded out to third in the first inning, and he struck out in the third. Bases loaded. 2 outs. The 0-2 to Castellanos. A little dribbler hit back over towards the pitcher, and Snell throws it over to first, and it's in time. It was a check swing ground ball hit back towards Snell, and the inning is over. The Phillies leave the bases loaded. They were not able to get a run on the board, and that is going to do it as we head to the top of the 6th inning. Checked his swing. Snell made the right play by throwing it over to first. And man, oh man, Phillies were not able to get a run. But we head to the top of the 6th inning. Phillies down 3-0. Yeah, Phil Cuz has been making some awful calls behind the plate. Really. All right, top of the 6th inning. Guys, if you're brand new to my channel, all right, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you turn on your notification bells too. We need 2 more subscribers to get to 680. Missing too many opportunities, says Fisherman, Sam the Fisherman. Yeah, man. That was it. That was literally the opportunity that they should have cashed in on. And some of these pitches are, I got to be honest with you, they're just not the right calls. They really aren't. It has kind of been going this way, though, for both sides, but it has been more so against the Phillies, I will say. The calls have been a little bit more in favor of the Padres, I would say, but got to also give credit, though, to the Padres because obviously they have a 3-0 lead. Trent Grisham hit a big 3-run homer in the second inning, and that's been the difference. That's been the only difference of the game so far. All right, top of the 6th inning, guys. Machado, Bogaerts, and Cronenworth will come on up for San Diego. First pitch to Machado is upstairs, and Ranger Suarez will take the hill for the top of the 6th inning. He has 81 pitches. The 1-0 in the dirt. Machado's 0 for 2 today. He's hitting .259 with a .307 on-base percentage and a .462 slugging percentage. The next pitch, that's off the plate. It's a sinker. That's just outside. Padres in their brown and gold pinstripes. Sort of looks like Rowan colors. Our colors were brown and gold. The 3-0, it's on the outside corner for a called strike. Suarez not wasting any time here as the 3-1 is popped up towards shallow, very, very shallow left field. Turner with the sunglasses on backs up and will make the catch. He called off Alec Boehm over at third. And Steven Wilson is going to get loosened up in the bullpen for the Padres. Now, mind you, the Padres bullpen really struggled in last night's game. Luis Garcia gave up 2 runs in that 9th inning and had the bases loaded. And Josh Hader was able to get the save on the last 2 outs. Bogaerts takes a strike all the way, a sinker at 93. Nobody on, 1 out in the top of the 6th inning. Suarez winds up and delivers. And it's off the plate. So Machado popped out to third. He's 0 for 3. Bogaerts is 0 for 2. Is evened up in the count at 1-1. And he lines the next pitch out in the left field for a base hit that was just past Alec Boehm. In between the gap of Boehm and Turner. And Xander Bogaerts is able to single to left field. Oh, boy. So here comes Jake Cronenworth. Batting on the left side of the plate. Cronenworth is now 29 years old from St. Clair, Michigan. And he lays off the curveball that's downstairs. He was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays in the 2015 MLB draft. He was a 7th-round pick and made his professional debut with the Hudson Valley Renegades. The 1-0, it's in there for a called strike. Also played for the Bowling Green Hot Rods in 2016. The affiliate that's now for the Tampa Bay Rays. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Nice changeup thrown by Ranger Suarez. It was low, just below the strike zone. And he's now ahead in the count 1-2. He got traded on December 6th of 2019. Along with Tommy Pham, they were traded to the Padres. As the 1-2 is grounded over to shortstop. This could be two. The flip over the second. There's one. The throw over to first. Not in time. And Cronenworth was safe by a mile. So 2 outs. And there's a 6-4 ground out. Fielder's choice. So Cronenworth was traded along with Tommy Pham to the Padres in exchange for Hunter Renfroe, Xavier Edwards, and Esteban Quiroz. That was to the Tampa Bay Rays, or to the the Tampa Bay Rays. That's correct. Gary Sanchez ahead in the count 1-0, and he takes the pitch upstairs for a ball. Junior Marte getting loosened up in the Phillies bullpen. Sanchez batting a .198 with 8 homers and 22 ribbies. The pitch in the dirt. Sanchez took a curveball. He walked in the second and grounded out to third in the 4th inning. The 27-year-old kick steals, and it's in there right down the pipe for a called strike. A runner over at first. And the top of the 6th inning, 2 outs. Phillies down 3-0. The pitch. It's flied out to shallow right center field. Rojas comes in, takes about 5 steps over towards his right and towards home plate, and he'll make the catch for the 3rd and final out. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Phillies trying to make some noise as 4, 5, and 6 are coming up to the plate. We'll be right back in just a few moments, all right? I'm going to take a very quick step off. All right, but hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, guys. We got to get more people to come on here, and the only way to do that is to help the algorithm. So we got to hit that thumbs up button, all right? I'll see you guys really soon. If you enjoy my content, please make sure that you do those things, all right? And give this channel all the support that you can give. See you soon. Alrighty, bottom of the 6th inning we go. I see that we just got a new subscriber. Let me make sure. Where are we? We just had one. I just saw it. Mr. AJ Dungenich. Is that how you say it? Mr. AJ, thank you so much, Mr. AJ, for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that so much. I really do. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. In case you're just joining us, here we go. Well, Blake Snell, he went 5 innings. He didn't allow a run. He got into a little bit of a jam in the bottom of the 5th inning with the bases loaded and 1 out, but he was able to get out of it as he struck out Kyle Schwarber, and Castellanos grounded out. It was a check swing ground out back towards Blake Snell. So Alec Boehm will come on up, and he will take the first pitch, a sweeper that's upstairs for a ball. So we have a new pitcher for the Padres. We'll get you his name in just a few moments. A ball, no strikes to Boehm, and he takes a sweeper on the inside corner that time. So that's back-to-back sweepers that's thrown by Wilson. 1-1 is the count. 2 seconds left on the pitch clock. Wilson throws it, and it's lined into center field. It drops in for a hit. It's played off of 2 bounces by Grisham, who throws it in towards the cutoff man, Xander Bogaerts. And it's a leadoff single by Alec Boehm as we start off the bottom of the 6th inning. So that's the second time that he has gotten aboard today. Good piece of hitting by Boehm. The pitch was a little bit up high, but that's the type of pitch that Phil Cuz has been going back and forth on with the calls, so we kind of had to swing at that. And he made some good contacts. The pitch up high again, a sweeper that just misses to JT Realmuto, who's ahead in the count 1-0. So Steven Wilson is on the mound for the San Diego Padres, the 28-year-old from Littleton, Connecticut. The pitch right down the pipe for a called strike is a 2.43 ERA and 40 strikeouts in 37 innings of work. He's been arguably their best reliever that they've had. Can make the conversation about that for sure. Wilson will call time here and wants to have a conversation with Gary Sanchez. I think one of his PitchCom equipments came loose and it's now not working, so Phil Cuz will come on out, the home plate umpire too, as he takes his mask off, and Wilson's having a conversation with him. So we have a PitchCom piece of equipment that just fell off, and hopefully they get that resolved soon. Last time that this is actually Steven Wilson's first outing that he's had since June 24th. So he was injured. He was out for a little bit of time, but now he's back in the big leagues. Nice way to start off the 6th, says the Fisherman Sam. Yes. Everything is settled, and we resume play here. The 1-1. It's popped up out to shallow left field. Bogaerts backtracks, and he will make the catch just about 2 feet in front of Juan Soto, who came running in. And JT is retired for the 3rd time today. He swung pretty early at that pitch. Yes, thank you for subscribing, AJ. Thank you, man. Means a lot. The Bop hit that up pretty late. Phillies down 3-0 thanks to a 3-run home run by Trent Grisham in the 2nd inning, and Bryson Stott will come on in to pinch hit for Drew Ellis. They wanted to go with a lefty here on a righty. So they go with Bryson Stott, who did not get the start today. Wonder if he's going to start game 2. Big crowd here at Citizens Bank Park on this hot afternoon. Lots of Rita's water ice and ice cream that's out there. See, even the kitty cups. Some of those look really good. I could go for some ice creams for some soft serve. Today's like the perfect day for soft serve ice cream. Favorite soft serve ice cream? Let me know down below, or favorite ice cream in general, or water ice. Let's have a conversation about that. First pitch to Stott is a sweeper that is in the dirt. So Stott hitting .301 on the season. He's ahead in the count 1-0 here. He went 1 for 4 in last night's game with a run scored. The 1-0. Well, stop. We'll call for time. This is game 2. No, this is game 1, man. This is game 1. 1-0 is the count to start. The pitch. Another sweeper that misses its spot as it was inside and in the dirt. Maybe have Bohm start off right now. He's hot, says Kathy Ann. I guess you can make the case. I was also thinking about putting Bryson Stott back up there, because he's been making some good contact. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch way up high and outside. That time, Wilson went with a fastball. And Stott is ahead in the count 3-0. Pitch to the Las Vegas native is up high for ball 4. And that puts runners over at first and second. So this is the second straight inning in a row where the Phillies have had at least two base runners on. Derek Hall will now come in to pinch hit for Edmundo Sosa, as Rob Thompson wants to start playing chess. Hill is now getting loosened up in the bullpen for the San Diego Padres. Steven Wilson in a little bit of a jam. Tim Hill, the left-handed pitcher, is getting loosened up. And Bob Melvin is not going to pull the plug yet. But Niebla is going to go out there to talk things over with his pitcher. My favorite ice cream is vanilla and water iced cherry. That's a good one. I like that. I would strongly agree with G. Vanute, says Fisherman Sam. How about you, Kathy? How about you, Larry? How about everybody else that's here? What's your favorite type of ice cream on a hot summer day? That's the question. Those are all good choices. I think I'm going to go to Diane's tonight. That sounds like a really good idea. Because they didn't want Schwarber to play left field for both games, so they wanted to keep him in. So Schwarber's the DH. All right, here's Derek Hall. Everybody goes back to their spots. Bohm at second, a runner at first, and that's Bryson Stott. Hall will come in to pinch hit, and he takes the first pitch. It's a sweeper that is in the dirt. Gelato Mango Vanilla. That sounds good, JB927. I like the sound of that. One swing of the bat can tie the ball game. Hall has one hit as a pinch hitter this season. He's 1 for 8. The 1-0 pitch popped up, and it's, thank goodness, it is foul behind the plate. Had some kids playing with the little sprinkler set that was at the little ballpark inside Citizens Bank Park. Lots of kids getting wet out there. Oh, boy. That's what you got to do on a hot day like today. 1-1 is the count to Hall. The pitch. Line drive down the first base line. No, it's a foul ball. That was a screamer. That was just dodged over towards that first base corner. Chocolate marshmallow, says Kathy N. That sounds good. Wow. Chocolate marshmallow. Now G. Vanute's wants ice cream. Big pitch coming up here. 1-2 is the count. Wilson in the stretch. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Derek Hall strikes out on a changeup that was outside. And Wilson will get his first strikeout of the game. And there's 2 away. Hall got fooled and could not catch up to the changeup. Here comes Brandon Marsh, who walked in the 5th inning. A big spot for him. Bohm still at second, and Stott is still over at first. First pitch. It's a sweeper that is on the outside corner for a called strike. Neapolitan? How come I've never heard of that? How come I've never heard of that, Pranav? Huh. The 0-1. Oh, man, that was off the plate. Are you kidding me? Brandon Marsh having some words with Phil Cuz, and now he wants to call for time. That was just a foot off the plate. I mean, my goodness. Marsh still having some words. Shakes his head and steps back into the batter's box. No balls, 2 strikes to Marsh. The pitch. Line drive into left field. Soto going back, and he can't make the catch. It's going to go all the way towards the wall. Bohm's going to come in to score. And going over to third base is Stott. He will come in to score too. A 2-run double for Brandon Marsh. It was just out of reach for Juan Soto as he went over towards his right side and could not get there. Good piece of hitting by Marsh. He went the opposite way, and Soto was about 2 feet away from the baseball and could not make the catch. A 2-run double for Brandon Marsh, and the Phillies now trail 3-2. And here is Johan Rojas, who looks at a sweeper at the knees for a called strike. Rojas today is 0 for 2, making his major league debut for the Phillies this afternoon. Got called up from Double-A. The 0-1 pitch, fouled back behind the backstop. Pranav says it's a classic ice cream with vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry flavors. Wow. That sounds really good. Huh. I'll have to try that, man. That's cool. Marsh over at second. He finally got the Phillies on the board. He had a 2-run double out to left field. The 0-2 to Rojas. It was a high fastball that Rojas just fouled back. A base hit can tie the ball game. Marsh in scoring position. No balls, 2 strikes. Wilson breathes, and the 0-2. Grounder, hit over to shortstop. Bogarts has it, throws across the diamond, and it's in time. And the inning is over. The Phillies do get 2 runs, though, on an opposite field double by Brandon Marsh. And we head to the top of the 7th inning. Phillies down 3-2 against San Diego at the bank. Okay. Yep. All right, good inning. Good inning, guys. All right, cool. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Here we go. So now it is time to ask the Phillies trivia question of the day. It is 3:03 p.m. Eastern Time as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you turn on those bell icons, those ring, ding, ding icons, so that way you know when I either go live or when I upload. Here we go. Okay, so the question of the day. Okay, this was asked by Larry. Larry does a good job with these questions, I got to tell you. Okay, so here's the trivia question. On August 8th of 1988, the Phillies and Cubs were scheduled to play a momentous first in Chicago, but it was rained out. What was the occasion? What was the occasion? All right, so, okay. Yeah, let me rephrase this. On August 8th of 1988, okay, the Phillies and Cubs were scheduled to play a very big first game in Chicago, but it got rained out. So what was the occasion, and why was that night so special? Okay, that's the question. Why was that night so special? August 8th of 1988. Okay, think about I'll tell you one thing. Think about ball fields. Think about Chicago. Okay? On August 8th of 1988, the Phillies and Cubs were scheduled to play a very big first game in Chicago, but it was rained out. What was that occasion? Okay? Answer your thoughts down below. The hint is it has to do with the ballpark, and the game was in Chicago. Okay? Junior Marte will come on in to pitch for Ranger Suarez as his afternoon is done. We'll get to Marte's stats in just a few seconds. If you guys have not done so already, please make sure that you like and subscribe. Rougned Odor will come in to pinch hit for San Diego. Odor hitting for Gary Sanchez here. And the first pitch, there's a high fly ball hit out to deep center field. Rojas backs up, though, and he'll walk towards the track, and he makes the catch. So Sanchez flies out, Odor flies out to center field. And there's the first out. I beg your pardon. That was for Matthew Batten that he came in the pinch hit for. So 8-9-1 were due up for the Padres as Trent Grisham is now up. And Ha-Seong Kim is in the on-deck circle. First pitch by Marte is up high in this at-bat and outside. 1-0 is the count. Marte winds up and delivers. And it's just downstairs for ball 2. Grisham today had the 3-run homer to give the Padres a 3-0 lead in the second inning. 2 balls, no strikes. Marte fires a fastball that's fouled off just behind the plate. Marte kick steals, and there's a fastball right below the knees. Oh, my goodness. He's been calling that pitch, Phil Cuz, for Blake Snell. But Marte didn't get the call there. The 3-1 offering fouled back behind the plate. And it will find the seats. What's up, Shady? Thanks for coming on here, man. I appreciate it. I really do. It is so good to see you on here. The 3-2 delivery is fouled off again as Grisham will stay alive. So Marte is 28 years old. He has a 5.32 ERA, 24 strikeouts, and is 23 2/3 of an inning of work. The payoff pitch. Fly ball out to left field, and it hooks out of play. Phillies are playing in a day-night doubleheader. They haven't had a day-night doubleheader scheduled in a very long time. A scheduled day-night doubleheader. Payoff pitch again. Another foul ball down the left field line. That goes out of play. Marte is 28 years old. He stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall, 180 pounds. He's from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Time is called. Marte pitched for the Giants in 2022. He was 1-1 that season with a 5.44 ERA. He allowed 29 earned runs and got called up to the Phillies this year. The payoff pitch. Fly ball hit out towards the left center field gap. Marsh on the run, calls off Rojas, and he gets there in time. Marsh made the catch on the run and was able to get there for out number 2. And Marsh will go back to his spot. Forgot to also mention that Bryson Stott takes place for Edmundo Sosa over at second base, and Derek Hall is now at first for Drew Ellis. 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch, way outside. And Marte is behind in the count already. 1-0 to Ha-Seong Kim. The 1-0, it's way up high, and Kim had to get out of the way. Heads up. Boy. You know, one of the nice things I like about these games, there was one game that I missed this year where I wouldn't have had a clean scorecard. But my scorecards have been pretty clean. The pitch in there for a called strike. Larry Anderson was complaining that day and said that he had the messy desk syndrome when I was listening. The 2-1. And it's a check swing, but home plate umpire says that it's a strike anyways. Pitch looked a little bit low, but Marte got the call. Marte has to tie his shoe really quickly as he's still on the hill. Nobody on. 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Phillies trail 3-2. They got 2 runs back in the bottom of the 6th inning thanks to an opposite field 2-run double by Brandon Marsh. Nobody on. 2 outs in the top of the 7th. The 2-2 delivery to Kim. Grounder back up the middle. Slide in play by Stott, who throws over to first, and it's not in time. Oh, it would have been a beautiful play by Stott. He was sliding back up the middle towards his right side. Got right up. It was a smooth slide. One of those Trey Turner smooth slides that he always does around the bases. But Stott did it defensively and almost was able to gun out Ha-Seong Kim. But that's now the 3rd time today that Kim has gotten on with a single. And he gets on with a 2-out single, and Fernando Tatis Jr. will step up to the plate. Marte throws the pitch, and it hits Tatis Jr. right on the hip. And he will get on. That was a fastball at 97. And Tatis Jr. takes a wide step out of the batter's box, and he will go over to first base, and Marte is in a jam. Phil Cuz is going to go out there and say something to Marte, and Marte actually looks back over to home plate. I don't know what he said to him or anything, but it hit him right on the hip area. Also, maybe caught a little bit of the left buttocks, left side of the buttocks. And Rob Thompson has seen enough. Marte got 2 outs, but he has allowed 2 base runners. And Matt Strahm will now come in, and he will face Juan Soto. They wanted to go with a lefty on lefty. As Thompson takes the baseball away from Marte, Strahm will try to get the final out. Pitch and change for the Phillies, and they'll be right back. All right, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right, for those of you that did not get a chance to answer the trivia question, on August 8th of 1988, the Phillies and Cubs were scheduled to play a very important first game in Chicago, but it was rained out. What was that occasion? Okay? What was that occasion? And the hint is, think about ballparks and think about Chicago. It's a big hint, but, you know, I figured it would be almost impossible to guess if I didn't tell you that. Oh, boy. All right, let's take a quick sip of water, guys. Hit that subscribe button and make sure that you like and hit the thumbs up button too, guys. We got 38 people on here. Let's try to grow the community, grow the family. And we need 20 more subscribers to reach the 700 mark. Let's get there, guys. A summer downpour. Ooh, where are you? If you don't mind me asking. Wins. How about Nick Nelson? Last night he went 6 innings against Charlotte for the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. He's now thrown 11 consecutive scoreless innings, Nick Nelson. And he had 5 strikeouts on 88 pitches. It's pretty impressive. So Strom will come in, and he will take the rubber for Junior Marte. Ranger Suarez got the start today. It was supposed to be Taijuan Walker, but Suarez started game 1, and Walker will most likely start game 2. So Strom has a 5-3 record, and he's facing Juan Soto here. A big spot for him. So it'll be very interesting to see how this matchup goes. It's a lefty on lefty. Soto's 0 for 2 today. He walked in the first inning. And there's runners over at first and second. In the top of the 7th inning, 2 outs, 2 runners on. First pitch, swing and a miss. Soto could not catch up to the fastball. He was really early. And he's already behind in the count, 0-1. Actually, he was late on it. Strom is 31 years old with a 3.86 ERA and has 66 strikeouts. The 0-1 way off the plate. His 71 strikeouts comes in 54 innings. He's only allowed 8 home runs this season. 1 ball, 1 strike. Strom kicks, fires, and that one is off the plate too. He went with a slider that was outside. Strom has never faced this is against Tampa Bay. He hasn't faced off against Soto in quite some time. 2-1. Fly ball out to left field, but it's fouled, and Soto loses the bat, and he has to go to the other side of the batter's box to go get it. He's hobbling just a little bit, but hopefully he's all right. And the trainer's coming out there, so this isn't good. He's hobbling, and now he's bending down. He's holding that knee. The left or the right knee, it looks like. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, when he took the swing and he fouled it off, landed a little bit awkwardly with the footing. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on, 2 outs. In the top of the 7th, Phillies down 3-2. Soto is still talking things over with the trainer. And seems to be all right, and he will get back into the batter's box here. Soto is 1 for 3 in his career versus Matt Strom with a walk. The clock has not started just yet. It's a big situation right here. Yeah, now the clock starts. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strom looks back at second base. And he fires to home plate. Swing and a miss. A big strikeout by Matt Strom on a high cheese fastball. And Soto ends the inning as we head to the bottom of the 7th. It is stretch time at Citizens Bank Park, and the top of the lineup is coming up when we return. Can't believe he got him. That was good move by Rob Thompson, man. It worked. All right, guys. Last time, as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the Phillies trivia question. Okay? On August 8th of 1988, the Phillies and Cubs were scheduled to play an important first game in Chicago, but it was rained out. What was the occasion? All right, I'll give you guys 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There we go. Okay. So let's see what your answers are. Oh, it seems like everybody has it. Everybody has the same answer, huh? A first ever night game at Wrigley Field. Is that the correct answer? I wanted to trick you guys. Yes, that's correct. That is correct. It was the first ever night game at Wrigley Field. I didn't think that a lot of people would get it if I didn't give away the hint, so I know that was a big hint, but I didn't know how else to say it, so I didn't want you guys to be stumped on that one. Because I usually do try to stump you guys, but I wanted to make it a little bit easier today because we have possibly 2 games that we may be doing. I mean, there's a doubleheader, but don't know yet if we're doing the second one. Hopefully we do. How about Nick Martinez? He'll be out there for his second day of work. Martinez came in to pitch last night and did a pretty good job. So in case you're just tuning in, the Phillies trail 3-2 as we are in the bottom of the 7th inning. Blake Snell got the start in Game 1 for the Padres as he pitched 5 scoreless innings. And Ranger Suarez went 6 innings, and the only 3 runs that he allowed were back in the 2nd inning. It was on a 3-run homer hit by Trent Grisham. Schwarber is up. He'll lead off the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch. There's a high fly ball drilled out to deep dead center field, and that's gonna tie the ball game. It goes into the Phillies bullpen. A solo home run for Kyle Schwarber. On the first pitch thrown by Nick Martinez, it's his 23rd homer of the season. And the bell is ringing at the bank. And the fans are on their feet. That's what they've wanted to see all day. There was a firework hit out to center field, and Schwarber measured it up perfectly, and the Phillies have tied the game up. Turner comes up, and he takes a changeup in the dirt. It was Schwarber's first hit of the day as well. He struck out twice and flied out to left field. The 1-0 grounder hit over to the shortstop. Going to be a tough play for Bogaerts, who throws on the run over to first in time. What a play by Xander Bogaerts. My goodness. He has been absolutely incredible defensively over at shortstop. And there's the first out. And Turner's a guy that has a lot of speed too, so the fact that he was able to just throw him out is pretty impressive. 3-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Castellanos comes up, and he takes a changeup that is in the strike zone as he's behind in the count 0-1. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. Martinez kicks, steals, swing, gonna miss. Okay, finally, says Kathy, and maybe I'm gonna have to concede leaving him in for a home run once in a while. Marsh was giving Schwarber a pat on the back. The 0-2, Castellanos went fishing after a pitch that was in the dirt, and he strikes out for the 2nd time today. And there's 2 away in the bottom of the 7th. So the Phillies just tied it up. There's nobody on, 2 outs. In the bottom of the 7th, here's Alec Bohm batting in the cleanup spot. And the first pitch he sees is a cutter that's outside. Well, it'd be really nice to see Bohm try to hit a home run here. He's been doing pretty good over his last 2 games. The 1-0. It's on the outside corner, taken at the knees for a called strike. Martinez kicks, steals, and there is a swing and a miss. Thought maybe Bohm had a piece of it, but no, sir. And he's behind in the count 1-2. Martinez last night went 1 inning. He had 1 strikeout. And that was back in the 8th inning. He's been the setup man for the Padres this season. 1-2 is the count. 8 seconds left on the pitch clock. Martinez kicks, fires, and it's outside and in the dirt. Went with a curveball that time. JT waits in the on-deck circle. He has struck out twice today and is 0 for 3. Nick Martinez kicks, steals again, and Bohm stays alive as he fouls the pitch right behind the net, behind the plate. Martinez is a 2.43 or a 3.84 ERA, I should say, with 56 strikeouts and a 1.28 whip. The 2-2 delivery. Fly ball into right field, and it's hooking foul, and it'll find the seats. Bohm putting up a pretty good at-bat here on 6 pitches so far. Bohm is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts against Martinez in his career. Looking for his first hit. The 2-2. Another foul ball down the first base line. It goes out of play again. The only 2 guys that have doubled off of Martinez in this lineup are Nick Castellanos and Bryce Harper. Or on this Phillies team, I should say. The pitch, a changeup that's inside and in the dirt as well. So it was a 0-2 count, is now a full count to Alec Bohm. Bases are empty. There's 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Phillies and Padres locked in at 3 apiece. Payoff pitch thrown, and it's outside for ball 4. Martinez was playing with fire as the pitch clock actually went down to 0, and surprisingly, Phil Cuz gave him the okay, but the pitch was outside anyways, and Bohm gets aboard with a walk. I was really shocked that Phil Cuz just decided not to say anything, because he was really letting that clock wind all the way down and probably took about a second as soon as the clock hit 0. Sanchez will call for time here as JT Realmuto will step into the box. And Sanchez saying something to Phil Cuz, and JT is like, what's going on? I don't know if there was a miscommunication or what, but Martinez with the first pitch. Grounder hit over towards shortstop. Bogarts will make the easy out over at second base as he throws it to Kim, and Bohm is out, and that's going to do it as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Kyle Schwarber ties this baby up at 3 apiece on a homer out to dead center field into the Phillies bullpen, and we head to the top of the 8th. Phillies and Padres tied 3-3. Okay. All right, guys. I will be right back in just a few moments. I'm going to take a very quick step off, but make sure that you hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well. All right, I'll be right back in just a few moments. We need 20 more subscribers to reach the 700 mark. Let's get there, man. Let's get there. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Okay. Nice. Let's go Phillies, says Eric. Yes, absolutely. So Matt Strahm will stay in to pitch the 8th inning. He just got Juan Soto out to end the top of the 7th. The Phillies tied it up 3-3 on a solo homer back in the bottom of the 7th inning. And Strahm throws the first pitch way up high to Manny Machado. Phillies were down 3-0. A 3-run homer hit by Trent Grisham. Then the Phillies got 2 back in the 6th on a 2-run double by Marsh. The 1-0, a big swing and a miss for Machado. And the Phillies would tie it up 3-3 on a solo homer out to the Phillies bullpen by Kyle Schwarber. Bases are empty, nobody out. In the top of the 8th, the 1-1 upstairs. Hope you're all having yourselves a great day and that you're staying in air conditioning. It's a big heat wave in the Philadelphia area. The 2-1 fouled back. And the South Jersey area, too. That's where I'm from. Xander Bogaerts is in the on-deck circle for the Padres. Padres are 44-47 coming into today. Phillies are 48-42. The 2-2 pitch, high fly ball, killed out to left center field, and it goes into the second deck. A big mistake thrown by Matt Strahm, and Manny Machado gets a hold of him. And the Padres retake the lead 4-3. He crushed that thing out to left field. My goodness. Well, he got the big out that he needed to end the 7th inning, but this time he throws a mistake right down Broad Street, and Machado, it's at least a 440-foot home run. That's his first hit of the ball game. Here's Bogaerts. Phillies down 4-3 after they just tied it up. The Phillies leader hits a solo homer. The Padres leader hits a solo homer. The 1-0. This one's popped up right behind home plate. And it goes into the seats. Jose Perez, Kyle Schwarber bringing the bank back to live with that moonshot. To life with that moonshot. Yep, and Manny Machado crushing the bank. The 1-1, a big swing and a miss on a slider that was in the dirt and disappeared out of the strike zone. Thanks for coming on here, Jose. Top of the 8th inning, Padres have a 4-3 lead. The 1-2 fouled off towards the right field side, and it will find the seats. Manny Machado has been heating up. That was his 17th homer of the season, and that ties Fernando Tatis for the most on the team. The 1-2, another foul ball by Xander Bogaerts. Bogaerts has 9 stolen bases on the season, and in his 321 at-bats, he's only struck out 70 times. The pitch, another foul ball. This time Strahm throws a cutter. He was throwing a couple fastballs, and he just went with a cutter. And Bogaerts stays alive. Phillies trail 4-3 after they tied it back in the bottom of the 7th. Machado hit a solo homer. The 1-2, line drive into left field, and it's a base hit, and Bogaerts will go into second base as Marsh has to play it off the wall. And he throws it in towards the cutoff man, and Bogaerts gets on with a leadoff, with a double right after Machado's homer. Now, if you're Rob Thompson, have to probably get somebody loosened up in the bullpen. Now Jake Cronenworth is going to come up to the plate. He's 0 for 3 today with 2 groundouts, as well as a fielder's choice. Shows bunt at the first pitch, pops it up. Realmuto will make the catch right towards the first base dugout. Not a good bunt whatsoever by Jake Cronenworth as he popped it up about at least a mile high. But give JT a lot of credit, as Strom and Bohm were going over towards the dugout, and JT was like, I got it, and he was able to make the basket catch. There's the first out of the inning. That certainly did the Phillies a favor. Gary Sanchez will step into the batter's box for the Padres. Runner goes. The pitch is in there for a strike throw over to third. Is not in time. Bogaerts gets his 10th stolen base of the season, and JT almost had him. We'll have to see a replay on that. But Bogaerts got in there safely. Let's see. Nope, he got in there safely. Good swipe by Bogaerts. Now even a ground ball could be a big insurance run for the Padres here. Strom kicks, steals, and it's fouled behind the screen. Even though I love your channel, just a terrible team to commentate for. That's what MYG fan says. Oh, boy. They're not playing the best baseball. The 0-2. Fouled behind the plate. I appreciate that, though, man. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Thanks so much for coming on here. Sanchez with a runner on third with less than 2 outs. He's been pretty much struggling with that. Bogaerts has something in his eye, and he has to get some ointment, but he came out. Oh, no, he's going to go back over to third base. I didn't know you were allowed to do that. Something was in his eye. Time was called, but Bogaerts will head back over to third. No balls, 2 strikes. And now Rob Thompson is going to go out there to talk to Matt Strom here. And the trainer's going to go out there, too, to make sure that he's all right. And see what happened. But Luis Ortiz is getting loosened up in the Phillies bullpen, the right-handed pitcher. Phillies trail 4-3. In case you're just tuning in, the Phillies were down 3-0, and then they tied it back. They got 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th on a double by Brandon Marsh. A 2-run double that was, and Schwarber hit a solo homer to tie the game up in the bottom of the 7th. Then Machado hit a go-ahead home run for the Padres in this top of the 8th inning. There's a runner over at third. That's Xander Bogaerts. Snowballs, 2 strikes to Gary Sanchez with 1 out. The 0-2 way up high, and JT did a good job of getting to his feet pretty quickly. So Strom seems to be all right. Infield playing in towards the infield grass. And rightfully so. The pitch. Foul ball, and it hits the net right behind the backstop. Gary walked in the 2nd, grounded out to third in the 4th, and grounded into a fielder's choice in the 6th inning. The 1-2 offering in the dirt. And Sanchez lays off. Sanchez is 30 years old. 2-time All-Star back in 2017 and 2019. Played 6 seasons with the Yankees and played for the Twins last year. Was signed by the Mets this year and now plays for the Padres after the Mets let him go. The pitch. Grounder, but it's fouled towards the third base dugout. Strom facing off against his former ball club. Spent a long time with the San Diego Padres. But Manny Machado got the better end of him. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. A fastball that was way outside, and Sanchez went fishing after it, and there's the second out. That was a big out. Absolutely huge. It was a good pitch to play around with, and Sanchez just was fooled. And here comes Rougned Odor. Another lefty-on-lefty situation here. 2 outs and a runner at third. First pitch, it's at the knees on the inside corner for a called strike. A fastball at 93 on the gun. Odor with 2 outs and with runners in scoring position is 5 for 21 with a homer and 9 runs batted in. Strom kicks, steals, and it's in the dirt. That time he went with a slider. Bogarts is over at third base. Had to get some eye ointment in the dugout. But then stayed in the game. And he's still there. Strom kicks, steals, and it's a foul ball down the third base side. Phillies will have Stott, Hall, and Marsh coming up in the bottom of the 8th inning. Order-wise, that's 6, 7, and 8. The 1-2 offering, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Matt Strom, and the inning is over. The Padres do retake the lead, though, on a solo bomb hit out to left field by Manny Machado. And we head to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies down 4-3 against San Diego at the bank. All right. I will be right back, guys. I'm going to take a very quick step off, but I will be back in just a few moments. All right. I will see you really soon. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. See you soon. What a ball game, guys. We just hit the 30-plus like mark. Thank you. Please make sure that you hit that thumbs up button if you guys have not done so already. All right, we appreciate you all so much for being on here, and we still have a lot of baseball left. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies trail 4-3. Game started at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Game 2 will be at 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time, if we do come on, which we most... I don't want to make any promises as of right now, but we may. We definitely may. But you'll definitely know about an hour beforehand, so yes. So in case you're just tuning in, Phillies were down 3-0. Ranger Suarez got the start today for the Phillies. The only hiccup he had was the 3-run homer that he allowed to Trent Grisham in the top of the 2nd inning. Phillies then tied it back in the bottom of the 7th. They got 2 in the 6th on a 2-run double by Brandon Marsh and a solo homer by Kyle Schwarber. And then the Padres just retook the lead 4-3 in the top of the 8th thanks to Manny Machado, who had a solo homer. So Stott will come in. He'll come on up to the plate. He walked in the 6th, and he looks at a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. He's facing off against Tim Hill here. Hill lines up, delivers, and he throws a fastball that was just on the upper third of the strike zone for a called strike. So Martinez allowed the homer in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nothing else besides that. And Hill throws the next pitch way outside. Get to Hill's stats in just a couple seconds. 5 seconds left on the pitch clock. The 1-2 delivery. Grounder, hit over to third base, and it's bobbled, but the throw over to first is not in time. So Stott gets on. Odor bobbled it over at third base. Don't know if he would have had Stott. He may have just had Stott if he didn't bobble it, but Stott hustled out of the batter's box. Took his eye off the ball. That's what happened. Odor went over to his left side. Just did a little side shuffle. And Stott beat it out on the little mistake over at third. Here comes Hall to the plate now, and he looks at a fastball that is outside for a ball. It should be scored as an E5. But Stott does get on. The 1-0. Grounder. It's fouled, though. And the count is even at 1-1. So Tim Hill on the bump. Hill has a 3.72 ERA, 24 strikeouts in 38 innings. He's allowed 16 earned runs, 6 homers. The 1-1 line drive foul down the third base side. And Derek Hall, when he gets a hold of one, he has a lot of power in that bat. Tying run over at first. The go-ahead run up at the plate. 1-2 is the count. Nobody out. The pitch. It's fouled off again. Hill throwing sidearm. That's what he does. He does a pretty good job. Last time he pitched, it was against the Mets. And he had a scoreless inning, only allowed a walk and had a strikeout. The 1-2, it's just laid off by Derek Hall. The fastball was high, coming in at 90. Tim Hill, 33 years old. And the sidearm pitcher throws it, and it's swung on and missed for strike 3. And that's the second time that Derek Hall has struck out. That's the first out of the inning, and Marsh will come back up. Be curious to see if Bryson Stott goes here. Marsh has reached base safely twice today. He's walked and doubled at the 2-run double in the 6th. And Hill throws a sinker at 89. It's in there for a called strike. Bryce Harper has a bat in his hand. And right now he's in the hole. The 0-1 in there for a called strike. 90 miles per hour on the gun. And Phil Cuz and Marsh exchanging some words. That time it was in there for a strike, but Cuz has made some absolutely controversial calls. Stott at first. He reached on. An error over at third base by Rougned Odor. The 0-2 delivery. Little pop-up out to left field in foul territory, and it'll find the seats. Lost it for a second, so didn't know if it was going to be popped over towards third or to left field, but it went out to left field. Oh, that's what Marsh was arguing over. It wasn't even over if it was a strike or not, but the pitch clock had to reset. The count is still 0-2. Hill kicks, steals, and it's dribbled foul towards the first base dugout. Tim Hill is 33 years old. started off his career with the Kansas City Royals. Played 2 seasons with them. Hill kicks, steals. It's outside. This is now his 4th season with the Padres. Last year he went 3-0 with a 3.56 ERA. The 1-2 line drive into right field for a base hit. Stott rounding second will go over to third. The throw by Tatis Jr. is not in time, and Odor wants to review it. Marsh got in there safely at first. Obviously, he got on with a single, but what a throw by Fernando Tatis Jr. out in right field. Are they going to review it? I don't think so. Dan Bellino, the third base umpire, had a pretty good advantage. And he made the right call, so they will not challenge this. Let's see. Did he get in there? He did. Looked like from that angle. Yep, he got in there. Okay. And Bryce Harper will come in to pinch hit for Johan Rojas. The table is set. And Bryce Harper is coming up. Phillies down 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. They are going to challenge this. That was a very late challenge. I didn't even know if they could even get it off in time, and there was no signal that I saw. But they will challenge it. Fernando Tatis Jr. on his knees saying, really? So I think that he's looking over at Fan Vision on the scoreboard to see if he was out or safe, and Harper doing the same thing. Well, if the call somehow is overturned, this changes the entire scenario. I thought he was in there safely. Odor tagged Stott on the back, but it looked like his right foot got in there and he tripped on the bag. So Phil Cuz and Dan Bellino have the earpiece in, and they take the earpiece off, and the call stands. So Stott is safe at third. There's runners at the corners, and Harper's coming in to pinch hit in a huge spot. Harper is hitting .353 in his career as a pinch hitter. He's 6 for 17 coming off the bench. He's only faced Hill once, and that time he walked. What is up, Jay Thompson? Thanks for coming on here. Runners at the corners, 1 out in the bottom of the 8th, and Bryce Harper's pinch hitting for the Phillies. The tying runs at third, the go-ahead runs at first. Harper has not homered since May 28th. A big spot for him here. First pitch, it's downstairs and inside for a ball. Johan Rojas got the start out in center field today. 1 ball, no strikes. Hill kicks, fires, and there's a grounder hit over to shortstop. The run's going to come home. The throw over the first is not in time. Bryce Harper beats out the throw by Bogaerts, and he's telling the fans to pour it on. An RBI infield single by Bryce Harper. The run comes in to score. It's Bryson Stott. And there's still 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Talk about hustling out of the batter's box. Bogaerts had a pretty good throw over to first. He's made some great plays today. Harper clapping along and giving a little fist bump. And here comes Schwarber. First pitch he sees is in there for a called strike. Kyle homered back in the 7th inning to tie the game up 3-3 at the time. Harper at first, Marsh at second base. The 0-1 by Hill is in there for a called strike. A sinker that just stayed in the strike zone. So Schwarber already behind in the count, 0-2. The pitch, line drive into center field for a base hit. Marsh rounding third. He'll come in to score. Harper goes over to third. And the Phillies take the lead 5-4. It is loud at Citizens Bank Park. Fist pumps all around the dugout. And there's still one out in the bottom of the eighth. That fastball was down the middle. Schwarber made decent contact with it. And it just got into center field. And a good job by Harper. Here's Turner. And the first pitch he sees is a sinker on the inside corner for a called strike. Back-to-back RBI singles for the Phillies. The 0-1 to Turner off the plate. And the count is tied 1-1. Harper's at third, Schwarber's at first. Hill on the hill. That's funny. The 1-1. Line drive into left field for a base hit. Harper's going to jog in to score. Schwarber stops at second, and the Phillies are up 6-4. Unbelievable. It is madness at Citizens Bank Park. Certainly bringing back a lot of memories from the postseason of October. Harper gets high fives in the dugout. A big base hit by Trey Turner as he stayed with a fastball and he drilled it out to left field. A big RBI base hit for Trey Turner. And Hill's day is done as Bob Melvin has seen enough. And Tim Hill's going to come out of the game. A pitching change for the San Diego Padres. The Phillies have scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Wow. Great. I hope you're all doing well, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure that you turn on those notification bells so that way you know when I upload or when I go live. We got 52 people on here. That's more like it. Smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button. We got to make sure that we get more and more people to join. We need 20 more subscribers to reach the 700 mark. And I hope that we can get there. It's awesome, man. In case you're just tuning in, the Phillies were down 3-0. On a 3-run homer that was hit by Trent Grisham off of Ranger Suarez. Those were the only 3 runs that he allowed. The Phillies then got 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning on a 2-run double by Brandon Marsh, and then tied it up on a solo homer by Kyle Schwarber. And the Padres would then retake the lead in the top of the 8th on a solo bomb hit out to left field by Manny Machado. And the Phillies would then tie it back on an infield RBI single by Bryce Harper, another RBI single by Kyle Schwarber, and another RBI single by Trey Turner. Let's go, baby! Let's get this win. I agree with you, Gideon. Thanks for coming on here. All right, Nick Castellanos is coming up to bat for the Phillies. We're in Game 1 of this doubleheader. So Tim Hill is still responsible for the runners over at first and second base. Blake Snell got the start in this game. I believe Weathers out there on the mound. Let's see. Nope, it's Honeywell. First pitch is swung on and missed. So Honeywell is going to go out there to pitch. Brent Honeywell Jr., that is. He has a 3.51 ERA, 37 strikeouts in 41 innings. The 0-1, it's fouled off. Be really nice to see the Phillies try to get another run here. Castellanos is 0 for 4 with 2 groundouts and 2 strikeouts in Game 1 of this 2-game set. Fans on their feet. The 0-2, swing and a miss. And Castellanos went after the changeup in the dirt. And he strikes out for the second out of the inning. There was a graphic up a little bit earlier that when the Padres had a 3-run lead this season, they had less than 10 losses and over 45 wins in that situation. Here's Bohm, who comes up to the plate and he fouls the first pitch off the mask of Phil Cuz. I believe it also got a piece of Gary Sanchez, too. Nope, it hit Phil Cuz, and then the bat on the extension hit Gary Sanchez. Bohm has 2 walks, a single, and a run scored. Runners at first and second for the Phillies. Honeywell looks back at second. Kick steals the pitch. Fly ball hit out to right field towards the line. Tatis Jr. will make the catch in foul territory right towards the wall. And the inning is over. But the Phillies get 3 RBI singles and they take the lead. They're up 6-4. Can they try to close the door heading into the top of the 9th? That remains to be seen. But we'll be back in just a few moments. Eight men came up to the plate for the Fightins. And now you would expect that Craig Kimbrell's going to come in to close the door. Oh, boy. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Let's make sure that we all do our work here. Hit the thumbs up button and turn on that notification bell. If there's a time to not have the bullpen crumble, it'd be right now. Yes, for sure. I got to tell you what, I trust Craig Kimbrell. I really do. I haven't really been able to say that with a closer in quite some time. But I totally trust him. I really, really do. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We got 39 people on here watching. And we just reached the 36 mark. Let's get to the 40 mark, guys. Let's get to that 40 mark. All right. All right, in the top of the 9th, we will have Grisham, Kim, and Tatis Jr. coming up. Phillies trying to get their 49th win of the season. Padres trying to stop that from happening. Let's take a sip of water. All right. Kimbrell will come in to close the door. And he will pitch the top of the 9th inning. So Craig Kimbrell was able to get the final out. Come in for the bottom of the 9th inning against the American League in the All-Star game. Oh, man. What a game it's been for the Fightin' Phils. They've scored all 6 of their runs over the last 3 innings. And we head to the top of the 9th. Craig Kimbrell will come in to close the door. We have some defensive changes, and we'll get to that in just a few seconds. We'll also talk about Craig Kimbrell's stats right now. He has a 5-on-1 record. He's 14-14 in save opportunities. This, of course, is a save opportunity. He has a 3.4 ERA. Garrett Stubbs is going to go out to play left field because the Phillies do not have a lot of versatility in that position right now. First pitch to Trent Grisham is downstairs for a ball. A righty on a lefty. Grisham hit a 3-run homer earlier in the game. The 1-0, it misses up high and outside. Phillies were down 3-0. Brandon Marsh hit a 2-run double in the bottom of the 6th. And Kyle Schwarber tied it up on a solo homer back in the bottom of the 7th. And that made it 3-3 at the time. The 2-0, it slips out of Kimbrell's hand, and it's outside and high for ball 3. Machado would then give the Padres the lead once again on a solo homer in the top of the 8th. Bryce Harper then came in to pinch hit for the Phillies and got on with an RBI infield single. Kyle Schwarber then got an RBI single to give the Phillies a 5-4 lead, and Trey Turner gave the Phillies a little bit of insurance on an RBI single too. The 3-0, it misses just a hair down low, and JT arguing over balls and strikes with Phil Cuz. And the tying run is coming up to the plate. It just missed, but he has every right to be upset. And now Caleb Cotham is going to go out to talk things over with Kimbrel. Let's see. Yeah, he just missed. I mean, that was the right call, but when you're making some controversial calls throughout most of the game, you have a right to be upset about that. So a leadoff walk by Trent Grisham. And Grisham's pretty fast, but JT Realmuto, obviously one of the best defensive catchers in the game, if not the best. There was a timeout called on the mound. Everybody goes back to their spots. And now Ha-Seong Kim, who is singled 3 times today and is 3 for 4, he'll step into the batter's box. Infield playing him the pole over towards the third base side. First pitch to Kim is in there for a called strike. It looked like it was a little bit low, and Kim shaking his head no. He has a little smirk on his face. That pitch was even lower than the previous pitch. It's unbelievable. No balls, 1 strike. Kimbrel did get the call there. Thank goodness. The 0-1 delivery. There's a fly ball hit out to center field. Backing up his Marsh, and he goes to the track, and he backpedals and makes the catch in front of the Toyota sign. And going back over to first is Grisham. A big out. And there's 1 away in the top of the 9th. Fernando Tatis Jr. will step into the batter's box. And Juan Soto is waiting in the on-deck circle. First pitch to Tatis Jr. is popped behind the plate, and it will find the seats. It is 4:08 p.m. Eastern Time. We have just reached the 3-hour mark of the ball game. Game 2 of tonight's game will be on at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Kimbrel kicks, fires, and the pitch is way up high. Actually, not that much up high, but it's high. The count is 1-1. Yes, Larry. 1 ball, 1 strike. Grisham over at first. And the next pitch is fouled off. Kimbrel's 35 years old. From Huntsville, Alabama. He's only faced Tatis Jr. twice. And Tatis Jr.'s 0 for 2 against Craig Kimbrel. The 1-2 delivery. On the outside corner, called strike 3. It's just been that type of day for Phil Cuz, and Fernando Tatis Jr. not happy with the call. And that's the second out of the inning. Padres down to their final out. It's a scheduled doubleheader. Juan Soto coming up to the plate. And the first pitch is a knuckle curve at the knees for a called strike. Soto did homer in last night's game. Had a big homer. Today he's 0 for 3. He walked in the first and grounded out twice and struck out in the 7th. The 0-1. That looked like it was inside, but it's a called strike 2. Oh my goodness. And the Padres are down to their final strike. was on the inside corner. Soto's now going to call for time as he looks over at Phil Cuz. And he's just not having it. But he steps into the batter's box now, and the clock resets. Padres down to their final strike. No balls, 2 strikes in the top of the 9th. A runner over at first. Kimbrel kicks, steals, and it's in the dirt. Good take by Soto. One ball, 2 strikes to Juan Soto. Fans standing. The crowd is cheering. The 1-2 inside. And the count is tied up at 2-2. Machado waits in the on-deck circle. And Bogaerts is in the hole. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The 2-2 delivery. And it's just taken down low. A knuckle curve that just missed. Soto thought about going after it, but decided not to. And what was an 0-2 count is now a full count to Juan Soto. Kimbrel gets set. Kicks, steals the payoff. Inside and low for ball 4. And the tying run gets on. Padres are still alive, and Soto walks over to first. Here's Manny Machado, who had a big go-ahead homer in the top of the 8th inning and has a chance to do that again here in the 9th. 2 outs, runners over at first and second. He's 0 for 11 against Craig Kimbrel with 5 strikeouts. Grisham at second, Soto at first. First pitch to Machado. Line drive, foul, barely down the first base side. And Machado already behind in the count. "17 pitches by Craig Kimbrel so far, who's trying to close the door and give the Phillies a Game 1 victory in a doubleheader. The 0-1 pitch, way outside. One ball, 1 strike. Kimbrel gets the signs from Realmuto. Runners lead off at first and second. The pitch. Pop up. Hit out to shallow right field. It's going to be a tough play. Stott has it, and he calls off Castellanos, and Stott makes the catch. Stott makes the catch. He collided with Castellanos, and Stott hung on, and the Phillies hang on and win 6-4. Can you believe it? They were down 3-0, and they came back, and that sealed the deal. Save number 409 for Craig Kimbrel. It was hit out to shallow right field. Castellanos and Stott were trying to call off one another. Stott was backpedaling, collided with Castellanos, and Stott tripped over Castellanos. They collided with one another, and Stott still hung on to the baseball. And the Phillies have evened the series at 1 apiece as they take Game 1 of this doubleheader. What a game for the Phils. They get their 49th win of the season as they come back and beat the Padres, who are now 44-48. Well, Ranger Suarez, besides the second inning, he pitched pretty well. Had a pretty good outing, besides the 3-run homer he gave up against Trent Grisham, as he went 6 innings, and he did his job. But a great win for the Phillies, and a much-needed win for the Phillies. They had opportunities early on against Blake Snell, and the Padres bullpen continues to just have some question marks, as they allowed all 6 of those runs And I'm sure Bob Melvin's going to get questioned about why he did go to his bullpen early and that type of thing. But give the Phillies a lot of credit because they took advantage of what the Padres gave to them, and they earned it for sure. There we go. Kyle Schwarber, player of the game. A big RBI single in the 8th inning to give the Phillies the lead, and a big game-tying home run in the bottom of the 7th out to center field. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Jason Joseph. This, of course, is Play-by-Play with JJ. Big comeback victory for the Phillies. They play in the second game of a doubleheader tonight at 7:05. I will definitely let you know an hour beforehand if I am coming on or not. You will see the video. If you don't see the video, that probably means I'm most likely not coming on. But make sure that you turn on those notification bells. Turn those notification bells on and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. We reached 680 subscribers. Thank you all so much. Hit that subscribe button, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one, all right? I love you all so much. I'll see you soon.